Yes, it has been a very long time since I was able to do a live stream going down the road. Of course, the live streams that I'd done previously whilst driving stopped because of YouTube's, i.e. Google's changing of the rules and the parameters, whatnot, which I had less than 500 subscribers at that time. And they stopped. They said you had to have 1,000 subscribers, and you know, it's just taken a while for me to get things sort of settled. But we're gonna give this a try here. How you doing, Josh? Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Sorry if I can't read or attend to the comments. Hey, as you can see, driving, so I got to pay attention to that. Recommend. Well, I am no engine expert by any stretch of the imagination. I've driven PACCAR engines. I've driven a well, let's say I drove a Volvo with a Volvo DD13 engine or D13 engine. It was okay, but it was hooked up to an automatic, so I really can't say yay or nay on it when it's hooked up to an automatic. I drove a, I was in a Volvo 670 2016 model, 12-speed automatic, driving a van trailer. So it was okay. I mean, it did the job, but being that it was hooked up to an automatic, I have several reservations about making a comment on the engine itself when I have no control over that engine. Yeah, I mean, putting it into manual mode and shifting it myself, it's not quite the same. So it was okay. It did its job. It was fairly reliable for what I was doing. It was adequate. It wasn't, it wasn't an engine that I could say was absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to say that, And that's when I was at Watkins Shepherd, which was bought by Schneider, and then Schneider destroyed that company because they were incompetent, didn't know how to manage that type of thing. I drove a Cummins efficiency engine with another automatic in a Kenworth T680, a 2019 model. I liked it. I liked the way it sounded, I liked the way it felt, but once again, it was hooked up to an automatic transmission. I was at Melton Truck Lines. It was a good overall truck. I wish they had a manual. I was allowed to drive a manual transmission, whatnot. The fact that they did not have any kind of shutdown for it was great. I like that. And so it worked. Again, it was a simple, reliable engine. Not much different than the Volvo engine, so not going to really say, you know, yay or nay on it, because like I said with the Volvo, I did not have the control that I wanted or needed. Right, now I'm in a Peterbilt.
Half a mile, take exit 178 on the right, onto Northeast 12th Street towards Snyder.
I'm in a Peterbilt 389, a 2018 model, 18-speed transmission. Again, a Cummins X15 efficiency, or I think it's what they're calling it, you know, style engine, 500 horsepower, 18 something pound-feet of torque. I think 1865.
Right, onto Northeast 12th Street.
Let me turn that off. There we go. All right. Well, okay. So, like I said, I have more control with this, so I'll continue with this. You know, my recommendation after I pull over here to do a load check. And people are driving with some sense. Thank you very much. All right, exit 178. 178 here on I-10, Big Springs, Texas. I have been to this truck stop a couple of times before in the past. It's compared to what it's been in the past, I would almost call this empty. Alrighty, Miss Renee, how you doing? Josh, I'm sorry, I forgot how to pronounce your last name. Wormecki, Xbox Clips, how you doing? Miss Linda Barker, how you doing? All right, so we're just stopping in for a quick load check here. So let me do my thing here. Well, we're going to take a look at the load as well. So turn that off. I'm going to turn the truck off here real quick just to keep things nice and simple. All right. Make sure I take my my Wi-Fi with me as I go. All right. Out of the office. Let's get a pair of gloves here just to double check. No, I'm not going to use just one. I'm not Michael Jackson. I'm not cool enough to just have one. There. Pardon for the jostling there. But I'll take my little tool here, check my tires. Listening to the feel, listening to the sound, you know, whether the tires have deflated or not. Checking this, make sure this is all staying in place. And this is what we're hauling. We're taking this transformer, we're taking from one solar plant out in Blythe, California to Dublin, Georgia. So we're checking our chains here. We're checking our connection up here. Got a little piece of padding up there so those chains don't rub together. Make sure it's still staying on the truck, nice and even. Checking our tires. Checking our chains, make sure they're tight. Our mud flaps are in place. Make sure nothing's falling off, nothing's breaking. Now we're checking, just basic, giving it the once over. Every 150 miles or every 3 hours, I'm required to stop to do that. Good, good, good. Make sure nothing's damaged on the load. We are doing good. Like I said, feeling how this my little tire beater here feeling how that bounces back, listening to the sound. Both those things are telling me how the tires are doing. Because I got to worry about heat, I got to worry about punctures, I got to worry about the tread. I got to, you know, there's a lot to go into it. I'm gonna stick that right there. Checking my lines here, making sure they're good. Everything appears pretty good, so we're ready to get rolling. All right, let's get back up in here. There we go. All right, let's see here. Mr. Nathaniel Lee, how you doing, sir? Xbox Clips said hi already. Mr. Ross Roams, all the way from the beautiful United Kingdom. Hopefully London is doing well this morning, or this afternoon in your case. All right. Get ourselves reset. All right, so we did a quick little load check. We are in Big Springs, Texas, at the as you can see, at the Pilot truck stop. Yeah, ready. 207 miles so far this morning, and it is currently just 12 o'clock Central Time. Let's see, where are we going to go to next? Skip the next stop. This thing calculate a little bit. Hi, Think Trucking, how you doing? Yeah, definitely a pleasure to have a fellow former trucker here. Let's see here. Alright, so that's calculated. So we have a delivery scheduled on Friday. I have 1,208 miles to go. Yeah, looks like we got about 10 people. Appreciate it. Nothing edited. How you doing, ma'am? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, ready? All right, so like I said, we got 1,208 miles to go at highway speed. The way my GPS is set up, that's 17 hours and 15 minutes. All right, we're gonna be going I-20 here, all the way across. I think I said I-10 earlier, but I was on I-10, but then when I-20 started, got on I-20. Let's see here. Let's find a place down the road to go. All right, Cisco, Texas. Cisco, C-I-S-C-O, Texas. As the next stop, we're going to stop there. That is 152 miles away, about 2 hours down the road. Kraken Wise, how you doing? Trucking with Otis. How you doing? Appreciate it. We are taking this transform. We are taking from Blythe, California to Dublin, Georgia. Basically straight across the southern part of America. Approximately 2,300 miles, roughly. All right, so like I said, we are heading off now to Cisco, Texas. We have already fueled up this morning. We stopped in Pecos, Texas. We topped up our fuel there. So now we are going to get back onto it. The room to turn to my left. So we're just going to maneuver ourselves without hitting the guy on our right. I don't think he'd appreciate having his fender and hood ripped off. So we'll be careful getting out of there. All right, let's see. All right. Get out of here as safely as possible. Now, unfortunately, this truck stop is, like you see, right here in front of the of a residential area with no real separation. So, whenever I come to this, I try to be a little bit more cautious. I don't want to say more cautious. I just try to watch out for children and pedestrians and people coming and going from this little these couple of places right here for their safety, but also for mine. You know, that's and we're going to make our way eastward again. Like I said, I have a crane which will be offloading this transformer on Friday, so I'm not to get there. Like I said, I got all day today, Wednesday, all day Thursday to get as many miles down the road. If I gotta drive 200-300 miles first thing on Friday morning, I really don't care. Now, I apologize if anybody comes in while I'm driving. If I don't mention your name, I do apologize for that. If everybody would go their particular channel links up. If you have a channel, put it up there. See if you can pick up a couple new friends. See what they, you know, go there. Have to offer. You may find something you like. But this is trucking right now. This is going down the road in case you've never had to deal with it. But you pretty much see the view. You see my mirrors there. I got 3 mirrors. I got my regular standard mirror, I got a wide angle mirror there, and that outside mirror all the way to the left there. That mirror I can extend out about another 1.5 feet, almost 2 feet and I have the on the passenger side. When I have a load that is very big and tall and I can't see through it or around it, I push that mirror outside. One more, I've set up that mirror about 1 foot, 2 feet. That way I have a little bit more ability to see what's going on around me. All right, in this part of Texas, near Big Springs, bound on Interstate 20, we can do up to 75 miles an hour in this particular area. Some areas are, you know, near Odessa or you're confined to 65. Some areas are up to 80 miles an hour, but I can only do what I can do. Well, I do apologize for the buffering. We do have you see this refinery here. I am traveling down the road. My internet is not perfect like I would be in a house, but do what we can, you know. Registering a, let's see here. Well, internet's showing 2 bars. It is a cellular signal, so it's not always perfect. Some areas, like I said, near this refinery, it's always, all that extra metal is going to interfere with the signal a little bit, so I do apologize for that. Alrighty, so we're going up here to Cisco, Texas, where I'm going to stop and do a 30-minute break, as is required by the regulations, the laws governing trucking. So we are just going to, we're going to get there in about 2 hours. We have 3 hours and 41 minutes before we are required to take that 30-minute break left to me to do that work. You know, to take that rest break. I still have 9 hours and 40 minutes left on my day entirely. So we're good to go. So we're just gonna keep heading down Ye Old Highway. This is a stretch of road I've been on, I won't say a lot, but several times. Not exactly my type of environment. Yes, it does have trees, but it's still too hot. It's still too flat. You know, I'm not a guy made for the plain states. I'm not a prairie type of guy. I like mountains. I like hills. I like a lot more trees. I like winter time. So, you know, they don't get enough snow here for me. I couldn't live here. So please, you know, I can't do a lot while I'm driving with the channel, with the chat. So Miss Renee, I made you a moderator. If you would go ahead and if you have the time, you know, to watch some of that, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, so we are, like I said, we're about almost halfway. Yeah, almost halfway through our trip in totality to get to Texas. I've been a little bit lazy getting up these past 2 mornings, just for the simple fact that I have not slept as well as I want. The AC cut out on me last night. My APU cut out on me last night. I need to attend to that. Yeah, didn't see that guy there. Shouldn't be hitchhiking on the side of the highway there, my friend. So last night was not exactly comfortable. I mean, it got down to into the upper 70s, but it still was uncomfortable last night. And you know, the past several days, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the temperature was well over 100, up to 126 when I loaded on Monday in Blythe, California. And, you know, it's been 110, 111 during the days on the weekend, and well over 100 every day so far. Currently, we are sitting at 97 degrees. We are doing 6.5 miles per gallon. The total weight of the truck is basically 50,000 pounds. The truck is typically 34,500. That's my baseline for the truck. The load I am carrying is basically 16,500 pounds. So we're running just about 50,000, 51,000 pounds in total for this particular trip. Which, that's not terribly heavy for what I do. And as you saw when we stopped here in Big Springs to do our load check, I have the load set up at pretty much the middle of the trailer, so the weight is distributed as easily as possible between the axles of the trailer and the axles of the truck. So it's about as perfectly balanced as I can get it. Jesse Miller, Unboxings and More, how you doing? Glad to see you. Thanks for coming in. and think trucking, yes, that is, you know, before I even became a trucker, that song, the Smokey and the Bandit movie, Eastbound and Down, sung by Jerry Reed, was always a favorite as a kid. You know, I always liked it as a kid. I thought it was just one of them infectious type songs. It just, you know, who can really not feel good hearing that song? I don't care what genre of music you like. I mean, it's just a good, upbeat, happy, go get 'em kind of song. I always liked it. So, you know, and when I was just a kid watching Smokey and the Bandit, I was fascinated by the trucks. I wasn't overly fascinated. This is not a job I thought I would ever do. So I had other jobs I was you kind of get into certain things, and that's the way it is. You know, I was a landscaper, arborist, lawn care technician, horticultural technician, pesticide applicator for almost 30 years. Carpenter, short order cook, a driver trainer, warehouseman, cashier. I've had a good number of jobs. I'm pretty deep of that I've done, but I've always been of the mindset that no matter what you did, you should always attempt to be the best at it that you can be. You know, professionalism, self-pride, you know, a little bit of self-aggrandizement. Yes, I'm good at what I do. Now, trucking, which I basically started 3 years ago, which if you discount the amount of time that I spent saving the money to go get my commercial driver's license and the time I took for the schooling, you know, we could say, you know, February of 2017, I started my trucking career, but I'm not going to count those two things. I always count my actual trucking career from the very first day I got in my first truck, which was June the 19th, 2017. So I am in my fourth year of trucking. This is my third job as a truck driver. First you know, job, if you see this green truck right here, the type of trailer that guy's pulling, you know, a 53-foot van trailer. That's what I pulled 99.9% of the time. I did one reefer trailer. I had a smaller trailer once, you know. So, but for the most part, that's what I did. You know, learning how to be a truck driver. My second job, after about a year and a month, I moved over to my second job doing flatbed, which I enjoyed doing. It was a great job at a great company. I enjoyed it. And if they had a division doing heavy haul as I'm doing now, I would have stayed with that company, but they did not. So I had to move on. I still get once in a while the phone call, hey, why don't you come back to Melton? We miss you. And I was like, great. You know, I left on good terms. I wasn't too much of an idiot or jerk about it, so I guess they felt I was acceptable enough to keep wanting to bring back. But then, you know, this job came up. Thanks to a fellow truck driver who does put out videos on YouTube, who works at the same company I'm at. His name is Paul Kelly. He works here at Valley Transportation. And his channel name is Trucker2 with the number 2 Chains. Trucker2 Chains. He does heavy haul. He's a bit more advanced than I am in the heavy haul. He drives a larger trailer, higher weights, more complex stuff than I do. I'm still learning, but through him, you know, finding his channel, I found this company and made my application. Of course, got in. But this is the type of trucking I've always wanted to do. Heavy haul, equipment, big stuff. Stuff that requires a little more thought how you drive. Hey, no problem, Jeff. Have a good, safe day, and you know, try to keep cool there around the Mid-Atlantic as well. Thanks for coming in. I do appreciate it. Like I said, you know, this is the type of trucking I always wanted to do, and every step I took to get here, you know, was planned and calculated. All right. So we are at 246 miles done for the day. It is roughly 97 degrees outside. We're averaging about 6.6 miles per gallon. Sister Lynn, how you doing? Over 50 at Fantabulous. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And we are in 18th gear right now at 70 miles an hour, 1500 RPM. And on this Eaton Fuller, or I guess just by Eaton, maybe Eaton Fuller, transmission, there are 18 forward gears. And basically there are 4 reverse gears as well, but nobody ever really counts those 4 gears going back. Which means I am currently sitting in 8th gear high. So you have low gear, high, up and down, backwards and forwards are my splitter and selector. Selector up, so selector down. You have and then you have the button back and forth. Selector up, button back and forth. But typically counted as 2 gears position. Fourth, second, your selector up. Your splitter. That's what it's called, a splitter. Each gear is split into 2. Bull, how you doing? OC? Yeah, so just making our way through fairly sunny, a little bit of haze out there, sunny Texas. Heading eastbound, and a little under about an hour and 45 minutes, we're going to get to Cisco, Texas, which is a bit east of Abilene. A little bit closer to Abilene than it is to Fort Worth. Pardon me. So we are, like I said, just slow and steady, not making any real commotion about it. We're just rocking and rolling. And there ain't much to it, you know. This is not the not all that okay. Officer here nudging up to the road here, but as long as we are following the law, we got no worries or problems. That's a Texas State Trooper out doing his duty. Thank you very much, officer. I appreciate it. All right, now he's on the road. He was waiting for a little bit of a space to get into. Speed limit here on this stretch of road, 75 miles an hour. We are rolling along at 70 miles an hour. Hey Nathaniel, I see you're sending me a link, another channel out there. Yeah, definitely. With my channel, I try to subscribe to every other trucking channel out there in order to learn how to be a better truck driver, a better YouTuber. Now, there's a lot of other channels that are not trucking channels that I have, and most of those I have moved over to other YouTube channels, other emails. Now, what are you doing, officer? Slowing down for some reason. Maybe he wants to look at me again. But this guy in front of me slowed down as well, so. But we're not breaking the law, so it shouldn't be a problem unless he wants to, he's getting behind me. Maybe he wants to pull me over and do an inspection. I don't know. No, he's getting off on the shoulders, okay. Maybe he's, maybe, I guess he sees nothing wrong with me, so there he goes. Maybe he wants to get behind other trucks and, you know, see what they're doing. But we will see, we will see, we will see. All right, so like I said, we're going to stop here in Cisco, do our mandated 30-minute break. And then we'll proceed the rest of the day. We'll have roughly 4.5 hours left that we can drive for the rest of the day. So we're going to be driving a bit into you know, the late afternoon, early evening, which is not my normal way of doing things. I'd rather get up about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock a.m. and get going, but we will just take it as it comes. Like I said, I'm not in a big hurry. I got plenty of time to get to my delivery. I don't have a lot of time to spare. I have a little bit of time to spare. So I'm not worried about go, go, go. I don't have to worry about rushing. So, you know, I have a little bit more leniency or grace to get where I need to go as I get there. So it's not a big deal. Too many of the drivers out here, it's go as fast as you can, as long as you can. But I'm in a comfortable position where I never have to worry about that. I don't stress out about my time or how far I got to go today, or, you know, appointment times. It's like some of these guys do. So, like I said, we are just moseying along, passing this other truck here. I'm making sure I have a minimum of one truck length, 75 to 100 feet between the back of my trailer and the front of his truck before I pull back in front of him. That's my standard method of operation. The more room you can put in front of a big truck when you pull back in front of them, that's safer for everybody. And believe me, I appreciate it, and that's why I do that. See, this guy, I have basically a full truck length. The signal's on before he starts pulling over. And for the most part, his signal was on the entire time until he was fully in the lane. A couple extra flashes would have been nice, but he passed me in the proper way. I appreciate that. I can now make an assumption based on what this guy's actions just were right now, that he is an overall safe driver. He's not going to be doing things in a stupid manner. He doesn't just put his flasher on, one click, two click, and then cut over as fast as possible right in front of my bumper. I get that all the time. This gentleman in this pickup truck with that trailer passed me properly, signaled properly, moved over into the lane properly. I have zero complaints about that guy. That's the proper way to pass. Signal on prior. Moving over nice and slow. Didn't leave his blinker on. Not as much space as required, but better than most. Better than most. You know, now I give him about a 75%. I give him about a C+ on that pass. All right, here comes Mr. State Trooper again, looks like. Or it might be a different trooper. I think, yeah, he's got a different hood on his truck. No, I'm sorry, it's not that. It's a guy towing a trailer. Alright, so we still have basically 2 full days of travel from this point on. So we're going to do another half a day's travel today. Tomorrow's a full day. Yes, there we go. See, the way I was looking in the mirror, it looked like the car had a white hood, and back at that distance, it could have easily been a state trooper. See, that gets a D in my book for passing. 3 flashes of their turn signal, then they moved over. That gets a D in my book for passing. All right, speaking of passing, we have another Peterbilt, a red Peterbilt, taking an excavator here. He's oversized load. He's got a little bit different setup for his engine and transmission, so he's going a little bit faster than I am, but we're going to move over here as far to the right as I can go without being off the road. He's got a different style of trailer. This is what's called an RGN, removable gooseneck. And you see what he's taking, a 320E Caterpillar excavator. Let's see, he's almost 10 foot wide. And he's probably weighing about 82,000 maximum. He is not overly tall, he's just wide. But he's got some flags on there. He's got his oversized sign, he's got flashing lights. He didn't pass me quite the proper way either. But that's the kind of trailer I want to get into myself. I want to be able to do stuff a little bit larger than what I'm capable of with this trailer. But that's the kind of trailer I want to be driving so. All right, 117 miles to go to Cisco. And you see the landscape. Pretty dang flat for the most part. Little bit of really wide hills, but not really, I wouldn't call this hill country. You know, I wouldn't define it as that in my book. Yeah, a little bit of rolling hill, but not a lot, you know. If we change 100 feet in elevation overall, that's pretty extreme, but it's over a long, you know, 3/4 mile, a mile length when you're climbing that 100 feet. So it's not that big. Metal Detecting UK. How you doing, sir? Appreciate you coming in. This is Texas. The middle of Texas. We're about 200 miles away from Fort Worth, Texas. And we're roughly that amount south of Amarillo, roughly. But we're getting pretty close to the absolute middle of Texas. Cisco is probably going to be closer to the middle than we are now, but any way you go from where I'm sitting down to the Gulf of Mexico, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, any way you go from here, it's about a 6-hour ride any direction, roughly. And that's being, you know, that's going pretty flat out, you know. So 6 hours plus driving, which at 70 miles an hour, you're talking about over 400 miles before you can actually leave the state, roughly from where I'm at. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Sure, we're here. Get out. We're somewhere. May not be where I need to go, but I'm passing through. If you want to open the door and get out, all I can say is tuck and roll. Tuck and roll. Wait till we get to a little grassy area. That'll be a little bit more, comfortable. Ah, lordy, lordy, lordy. Pardon the noise from the air conditioner. I need to turn that a little bit. This is the job. A lot of people don't get to see or understand. Boring in my, let's put it, in my viewpoint, my opinion. I've been up since 5 o'clock a.m. We've basically done near half a day's drive. Boring landscape, or landscape that you're familiar with, that there's nothing interesting for you to look at. We have a fair amount of traffic, people merging on, people merging off, being reckless or just not observant or vigilant in what they do. So the miles can wear on you, and at this part of the middle of the day, focus can be lost stride. And that's not exactly the time when you want to have your mind wander. When you stop in your mirror. What's going on the road? Whether or not down on the ambulance or fire truck needing to pass you. Drivers will think, if your mind is wandering and your brain goes numb and you're staring out that front window constantly, and I'm wide or 15 foot high or hanging 12 feet off the back of the trailer, or I weigh 120,000 pounds and I need escorts. That's not when it's dangerous. It's the humdrum, mind-numbing boredom that can affect you more than anything else, in my opinion. Am I safe to go down the road? Me, the person, me, the driver, feel like I properly rested overnight? Am I calm, cool, on the job? All three of those, physical, mental, emotional, all have to be in sync for me to go down the road safely. And when I've taught people how to drive, both privately and as a professional, in one capacity or another, I always told them, the number one thing you do for safety is make yourself safe. When I drive down the road in a private car, on a bicycle, or in a truck, I drive for my safety first. Everybody else who gets near me benefits from that. I'm not worried about their safety. I worry about my safety first. So I do not put my vehicle into a spot or a predicament that makes me unsafe. Because if I make myself unsafe, I won't have that. I won't do that. And unfortunately, two other people get behind the wheels of a motor vehicle and they zone out. They don't think at all. Now, as a truck driver, the guy in front of me, the guy in this Kenworth going westbound, and every other professional truck driver holds that CDL license. We all have a higher level of scrutiny about it. There are several thousand pages of law and regulation we have to abide by, over and above regular driver's license holders. So when I get out of my bed, 3 feet behind this driver's seat I'm sitting in, and I wake up in the morning, like I said, I assess how I'm feeling physically, mentally, emotionally, every single time. When I am not feeling well, it's like, okay, the alarm went off, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, I need more sleep. I turn that alarm off, or I reset it for a couple hours down, later, and say, I will go back to sleep. Hopefully that will help to re-energize me, and I'll be okay to go. This morning was one of those mornings. Now, like I said, I got up at 5 a.m. this morning. That doesn't change that much. Mentally, I felt I was a little bit lower than, a little bit below the standard that I want. But that was because physically I was not rested. So that affected my mental state. So in order to fix those 2 aspects out of 3 that I felt were a problem, that may be unsafe going down the road, I rolled over and went back to sleep. So another 2.5, 3 hours later, I got up. Those 2 had corrected themselves. I felt properly rested, finally. And my mental state was right where I needed to be. And my emotional state was the same. So bing, bang, boom. Got the day started. My checks of the truck, the load, all my paperwork, make sure everything is set, ready to roll, then got on the road. Now, as I go through the day, I will continue to evaluate not only the truck, not only the load, but myself as well as I go through the day, so that I requires, not what my company requires, what I require, because I'm a hell of a lot more strict about it than anybody else. Because I do not want to get myself hurt. That's number 2, anybody else hurt. Number 3, I'm going to get my company's vehicle or my customer's load hurt. Said these are some of the things that people often don't realize what a truck driver goes through. Okay, it's like here, wide load, piece of military equipment, and they got an escort car because they are too wide for normal operations. So he's over 12 foot wide. I can say that for a fact without knowing, because 12 foot here in the state, you don't need an escort. I'm pretty sure he's over 14 foot wide, because I brought a 14 foot wide in load to Texas without an escort, so he's got to be over 14. I'm trying to remember what the regulations are here in Texas. He's over 14 foot. He also may be overweight at the same time. I've never handled a piece of equipment like that before, but it's probably a combination of the 2. Wider than 14 foot and overweight. Ready. All right, a little bit of puffy cloud in front of us. which I could use a little bit of rain because the truck is quite dirty. I've not washed the truck in a month and a half, almost 2 months. But c'est la vie, c'est la vie. But plenty of windmills in this area. We are 100 miles away from our destination. We're going around Abilene, Texas. Which shouldn't be too big of a deal. I've never had a problem with traffic around Abilene. You know, it's usually a pretty smooth ride for the most part. And at 70 miles an hour, 100 miles, we're looking at 20 minutes, 25 minutes at most, barring any kind of construction slowdown on the road or an accident. Down. Lane before we turn off our turn signal. Okay, well, we had a high of about 10 people watching. Looks like we got 2 people watching now. And one of them was myself watching, you know, on the iPad. But that's okay. Listen to me drone on like I'm doing. I'm sure it's not that exciting. Don't think it's really going to capture anybody's interest for too long. And if you're leaving this on in the background, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh, ready. But we will just continue to do what we need to do. March ourselves down the road. We have done 282.5 miles thus far today. We have roughly 6 hours left on our time that we can drive for the day. So we will make it pretty well into East Texas. Pardon me. We will see where we are going to stop at for the night after we stop at Cisco. Pardon me, a little bit of the hiccups. I don't really plan every little detail of the day. Where am I going to stop? Where am I going to get to? I really don't plan like that. I just get in and go. Where I stop is where I stop. You know, I have a bit of that luxury, you know, to do so. Some drivers, you know, they're of the mindset you got to plan your day down to the minute. I've never been that way, you know, and I've never saw the need to be that compulsive about it. I think it's necessary to a level that it needs to have for my set. But starting at the beginning of the day and worry about where I'm going to be 10 or 11 or 13 hours later, it's not a big deal, you know. I'm never under such time constraints, you know, for the most part, 99% time. That kind of overthinking, that kind of, it's just not necessary for me. I just don't find it beneficial to me. So I just don't do it. Now, will I use the Rand McNally and the function on the GPS as a guide? Yes. I'm not an idiot. I'll use it as a guide, as a way to say, this is what's achievable. But, you know, when it comes down to brass tacks, it's always, what do I feel safest doing? What do I feel is going to be the best for me to do my job properly? So, like I said, another hour and 20 minutes or so. Get up here to Cisco, put it in a parking spot, take our 30-minute break, log it on our computer here. And we will we'll figure out where we're going to go for the end of the day as a likely stop, not guaranteed. I never, like I said, I have to get here or else. You know, I never do that. I always say I would like to get to this location. But, you know, the road conditions, the truck, how I'm feeling, traffic, you know, whatnot, always determines, it always can change what's going to go on during the day. So, like I said, once you're Cisco, got on the for the rest of the day. We'll make a tentative location for the end of the day and my next stop for a load check, and we'll go from there. Like I said, we're going to do about another 250 miles roughly. 300 miles would be nice, but we will see. We will see. So by the time I get here to Cisco, we will have done 390 miles or 380 miles, just about, when I get to Cisco. So if I can do another 220 miles for today after I make that stop, that's still 600 miles done for the day. That really shouldn't be too difficult to achieve. If I can go and you know, the truck is going to do that. And I just topped off my still pretty close to full. So, you know, we have the ability to do it. The truck will get me there. Get up behind this guy until he decides to speed up. Well, I guess he doesn't. But, you know, like I said, contingent upon how I feel physically, mentally, emotionally. But I don't really foresee that being a problem. Okay, now he's decided he wants to speed up now. Get back over here in the slow lane. Well, like I say, you never know how the day's going to go. I get stuck behind an accident that shuts the highway down completely, and I'm left in a position so it could severely affect how far I go. Alright, construction zone, speed limit 65. Take that down to 65. There we go. This guy here, just do whatever he wants. Like I said, we will calculate the furthest I could possibly go and set that waypoint in the GPS. We will pick a place that's at a reasonable distance in between. You know, if it's only, you know, if I can go 155, 160 miles, you know, we'll see how far beyond that to the last point I can go. We'll just adjust, you know, how we do the job. How late do I want to go? To be honest, I don't want to go late at all. I prefer to stop around 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the afternoon at the latest is when I prefer to stop. Get up really early in the morning before sunrise, then go. That's just the normal, you know, hours of operation I like to adhere to. I feel more comfortable doing that. Sometimes that cannot be achieved. So, you know, unfortunately, a little wavy there, knocking me around the road. But we will do what we can do as we can do it. So we're in a little bit of shade, as you can see, which I haven't had a whole lot of in the past 2.5 weeks. Well, no, really, the weekend before last, because I was up in Washington State. It was cloudy and cold for the weekend, so about 2 weeks ago. Alrighty. Alright, well, I think we've gone on a good long time for this. Back out for my first live stream in a long while whilst going down the road. I want to thank everybody who has come in, and I plan on more of these live streams going down the road. So feel free to on any vlog I do, any live stream I do, any video I put up, you have carte blanche to put your own channel link up there. I do appreciate you coming in. Metal Detecting UK with everybody there. Ross Romes, Miss Renee, Linda Barker, Jesse Miller Unboxings and more. Nathaniel Lee, Josh Warmke. I believe I'm saying your name right. Apologize if I don't. Think Trucking. Everybody who came in, I do appreciate it. I-20. And we'll try to do this a live stream every day if possible. And then of course you still got the vlog, the warp speed videos, the back road videos, after hour videos, and whatever else I can dream up as I possibly can. I do appreciate it. God bless and be safe out there. Thank you.